this looks good.
How many sausages, William?
1.
Cool. Thank you. Somebody pass me the mashed potato, please. Seen this before?
No.
I need to find it. And I did indeed find it in the sky in the southern hemisphere, and it has a designation of RCW85. And if you put it into the stellarium, it certainly locates where it is. So we've got the pointers over, the southern cross over here and the pointers here. So we've got Rigel Taurus here and Hadar there. And if we zoom in, it's sort of sitting in between them, but there's nothing there in stellarium, just empty space. So you can't really get a feel for how big the nebula is. So I turned to Nina to use the framing tab here, and so we've got the southern cross here and we've got the pointers over here. So again, Rigel Taurus here and Hadar here, and as I said, it was in the middle, so we just zoom in. Now ignore this framing because I don't have my camera attached at the moment, so it doesn't know what my framing actually is with that camera, with the 2600. But if we just zoom in here, this is the target here. So not the brightest of targets, obviously. It is also known as the Devil's Tower, named after the Devil's Tower sort of mountain in Wyoming, and also made famous by Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So being an unusually, well, an infrequently imaged target, that seemed like a good choice. And when you're dealing with a target that's very, very faint, why not do a collaboration? And so, as some of you will have seen the collaboration that Ollie from Ollie's Astro and I did last year on the Dolphin Nebula, and we thought perhaps we would do the same thing again with this target. Now, last time when we did the Dolphin Head Nebula, I was using my Sky Watcher Esprit 120 and Ollie was using a Newtonian telescope. Similar focal lengths, but a little bit different. Since then, Ollie has now got himself a Sky Watcher Esprit 120 ED, exactly the same as me. And since he's using the ASI 2600 MC Pro and I'm using the ASI 2600 MM Pro, we were going to have basically identical framing, which is much easier to work with. So yeah, Ollie and I had a bit of a chat and we devised a plan to image the target. It took a little longer than we expected because of shocking weather, but yeah, I think in the end we got a final image that we were certainly happy with. But I'll just flick over to a bit of video with Ollie and I talking about how we captured it and what we did to produce a final image, or at least one or more final images anyway. Right, so
right, serious
stuff, serious now. Okay, so we have completed our project on RCW85.
Yeah, and what's it? Is it the Devil's Tower? Is that what it was called?
Devil's Tower, yeah, the Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower.
Yeah. which...
So there's not many images. When we started this, there's not many images out there of this one, is there? I think we found 2, or you found
Yeah, I
2
think on Astro, I found a total of 4. And the last time I checked, there was then 6. So there's not that many. And so that was why it seemed like a good thing to combine the data on, so that we could combine our stuff on quite a hard target, because it was quite a hard target, because we were doing 10 and 20 minute exposures.
Yeah, because it's so faint, isn't it, this one?
Yeah. And the O3 signal was minimal.
So what did we get total time? I did 23 hours.
And I did 28. So we should have around 51. But as usual, if in rechecking the numbers again that's wrong, it will appear on the screen somewhere. Because this has taken us a while to do due to atrocious weather.
Yeah, it's a good point. So when did we actually start this? Geez, it seems like a season ago.
Yeah, so I'm just going to have a look back. I've got 31st of March by the look of things.
Wow, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, 31st of March looks like my first HA.
Wow, that's
so April, May, 2.5 months actually. I thought it was longer ago than that. It seems so much longer.
It feels like an age, doesn't it?
It does feel like an age.
I did, but this object was definitely, like you say, there's not much oxygen in it at all.
No.
So it's like just masses of HA. So, well, yeah. I say masses of HA, even that's not super strong. So you end up having to just like, kind of surprising, even though we've took 50 hours, when you look at the image originally in PixInsight with a basic stretch, there's not a lot there, is there?
No, and so and yes, a single sub was kind of like, oh, this is not a good idea. There's just nothing there. I was just going to pull up and show the if you've got that
the
original. HA anyway. The O3. There we go, for all the time spent on it.
This is the one that makes you nervous, isn't it? When you open this up and you're like, oh.
That's the oxygen. There's a little bit there, and there's just a hint of sort of stuff over here, which there did seem to be a little bit, I don't know, more seemed to come out when it was combined up here, but you know, that's pretty much the bulk of it.
So is that a 20-minute exposure of oxygen?
Those, no, that's my stack. So it was a combination of 10 and 20-minute exposures.
Right, yes.
Yeah, that works out to 4.6 hours.
Right.
Of 10 and 20-minute exposures. So, you know, there's a point at which you turn around and go, I'm better off spending the time on the HA and things.
I think after we both spent a bit of time on it, so we both basically processed a version, didn't we?
So we combined all our data together, didn't we?
Yeah, so we got that 51 hours in total, and then we both sort of processed that, and we both sort of came up with similar sort of yellowy, orangey type versions, because otherwise it just ends up coming out as a very red cloud. It's really hard to see much detail, isn't it, in the nebulosity. It might be worth showing as well the starless version, because I reckon it looks great. The starless, I don't know if you've got a starless one.
I don't have a starless. No, I don't have a starless version.
So this is the starless one.
Yep.
That we had. Even though it was really difficult to stretch that data, I sometimes really do like certain objects in a starless format. And this one I think lends itself to this sort of starless. I mean, I know you've got where the star would be there, but I really like this. Kind of reminds me of the dragons a bit as well. You see that area there where it's like claw, it's like a claw coming out. So I think you've got a combined. I think you've got, or if you want to show whichever version you've got, or maybe show like our separate ones and then what we combined them to.
Okay. And then we can cut back in from when I start to.
So it just looks like that.
Reasonable, so it looks seamless. Okay, so I'll show you the ones that I've got here. So this is the screen here. So these were the two, I think, that we originally came up with. And that was your one there on the right, and that was mine on the left. And obviously there was a bit of a difference in the lightness, the color saturation. See, in your one, you can see a bit more of the dusty stuff around here, whereas there's a bit less of it here to see. And then, having seen that, decided to end up doing like what we did with the dolphin head and combine the two together, and came up with this version, which is a little bit cropped. Yes, absolute final. I'm not sure if there ever is such a thing in astrophotography imaging, but and so that was a combination of my more saturated one and your lighter one here, which I kind of quite liked because of the fact that actually this one brought out more of that dust, which had got a bit dark and lost in mine, lightened up mine, sort of less saturation on mine, more saturation on yours.
I think it's quite a nice mix, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, it's all in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? So
I think overall, like it is, like overall, like you say, it's all in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stuff like I think I was saying to you earlier that I kind of preferred sort of a slightly yellower version, but that was only like a week or two back when we started processing these, and then I came back today and had a look at the combo that you did, especially because I was looking close up, and then I really enjoyed the contrast in those really rich, deep oranges that you sometimes get. Yeah. So yeah, I think it works. I think that works quite well.
How many potatoes?
And cut. That's not a potato.